Hey everyone, Mike here today with some thoughts here on Let's Build a Zoo. I've put in a couple hours in this little save game so far, and this is a bit of a weird game. It is a interesting Tycoon style game if you're into that, and so we'll spend a little bit of time here, kind of go through a couple of days. So since we're starting a new day here, I'm having a bunch of stuff pop up at the beginning. This little girl here, allergic to dogs, and so we tried to give her a rabbit as a service animal. That didn't work. We'll give her a capybara, I guess. Let's see how that works, and we'll see what happens with that. Anyways, here's our zoo. We started kind of with this little square here in the middle. I bought some extra land here on the left, and as you can see, we're probably going to be expanding it a lot over time. But anyways, got a bunch of buses coming in. Got foreign investors here coming in their special coach, and then our own city buses here to try and bring in more guests. Cool. We could put a hybrid immediately. That's cool. Yeah, snake goose hybrid. That sounds good. Great, we have another variant of snake as well. That's always good. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right up front, but you'll quickly see this game is not that it's not deep, but rather it's not as complex as it seems. It just has a lot of systems going on, which yeah, could be a little bit much up front, but it's not too bad. So we're just gonna lay down some brick here, paths, and get that out of the way. So one of the things you might see pop up here is the pause menu. This game's got a lot of just kind of weird controls or UI stuff. If you right click and hold, you can pan around, but if you just right click, you bring up the pause menu, which is a little strange. And so I'm pointing that out because you'll probably see that happen a few times, which is mildly annoying. But anyways, with that said, yeah, we're gonna just kind of chill back, look at our zoo here, and say, okay, I want to make a new enclosure. And you know, maybe I want different animals or something. What can we get? Well, we got to look at the world map here. We can look at the animal shelter. We could see these are the animals we can buy or rescue, and that's about it. It's not really going to help us. We can look at different zoos, though, and we can get... wait, oh, hyenas. Okay. We can get hyenas. I don't have the right habitat for them yet. We'll wait on that trade. But if we look here, you'll see that some of these other ones, you know, we'll click here. We need a pig, but a pig variant that I don't have yet. Or for instance, snake variant that I don't have yet either. So we're kind of at that point in time where a couple of these new animals that we can get, we either haven't discovered the animal or we don't have the right variant to trade for. And that's fine. So to do that, we can do a little bit of breeding, which we actually have some happening right now. Oh, don't have the ultrasonic yet, so I don't know. So if you look at the snakes, for instance, I can also do it through this menu. You can see if I use these two snakes, the two variants that I could potentially get are existing ones. Yeah, I don't have any pairs though. Look at the rabbits instead. Alright, so I have a pair of these two rabbits. So there's like a 33-ish% chance of each of this variants. And so there is a new variant here. If we're lucky, that's what we're gonna get. But if we're unlucky, we're gonna get something else. So earlier on, I didn't have like this darker variant. So with these pairs of rabbits, Since I have 3 pairs, I can at least run 2 of them through the breeding center or the nursery here, where you go to breed them. Now, one of the things you can also do is you can allow them to breed in the pen, but I've got it set up here so they don't do that. And the reason why, well, let's just say I started with only a couple rabbits, and now I have 2 enclosures with, and it's not that I was bringing in a lot of rabbits. It's just, yeah, they start breeding like crazy, and the more you have, the more it happens. So I kind of want to control them. And, oh. Well, that's no good. What do you mean? What am I supposed to track here? So you're saying that... Wait. Okay, a lot of stuff is happening. Okay, so we finished today. We'll start with this one. At the end of the day, the game saves. You get a bit of a tally of what happened. We're 22 days in business. We made 1,500 in profit today, which is good. There are 7 people who couldn't fit on the buses, so this is giving us a hint that maybe we'll have to expand our bus service eventually. 16 people felt it was too expensive, which isn't too bad, and 128 people entered the zoo. Now this number goes down over time. As you get a higher rated zoo and all that, people are willing to pay more. If a couple people felt it was too expensive, we're okay with this. Okay. Let's chill with the pop-ups. All right. So something's happening with this pair, and it's not obvious why. It's inactive. Oh, right, because they already... Right. Brain fart there. I'm returning them to their pens. Because they already had a kid. That's what happened there. I was trying to figure out what the heck it was trying to tell me. That's right, because I previously had one as well. I thought it was these 2, and I had started a new process. Anyways, that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, if we look here, we could potentially get a new pig, which is not a bad idea. I'm really trying to get the new rabbit, if at all possible. And the reason we're trying to go for the new rabbit is once you have at least 5 variants, you start playing around with the DNA stuff. Now, another zoo has given us money to do that, so we will get a hybrid variant soon. But anyways, let's look at the snakes real quick, because they want one of our snakes. And I'm not willing to give it up just yet. Oh, there's actually another snake variant that they want too. Alright, so I'll take this pair. If I get a brown one, great. If I don't, well, it is what it is. And that's fine. So you'll see both of them disappeared. And they'll be gone for a little bit. So you do have to be a little bit careful about that. The thing is, if I gave away the one snake, then maybe the snake will breed with another one or something. Like, you gotta be a little bit careful. So if I had 2 males that were this variant, then I wouldn't mind, you know, handing them off. So that's why, like, if anyone wants a rabbit, then fine. They want one of these 3 pigs or one of these 3 capybaras again, that's fine, because as long as I have another one, we're okay. Now, the other option, obviously, is I can go here and potentially buy one, which actually I can. So we'll rescue the snake. Good, enclosure. This one's a male too? Great. Cool, we can do that trade, I guess. And I need this habitat. Can we build that habitat? Yeah, it looks like a different one. Alright, so let's go look at our research hub here. Is it something that I can... Savannah enclosure. This is it. So as you can see, when I research that enclosure, we have a couple of other tiles that show up. Yeah, it is kind of a blind research tree, which can be a little bit tough. But, you know, it works. It's fine. You just kind of stumble your way through it, I guess. There's also a morality system I'm pulling out. You can go good or bad. It's not necessarily good or bad as they explain it, but yeah, you can lean one way or the other. And so I'm leaning one way so I can have my own wind turbines, but I can lean the other way and steal electricity instead. Neat idea, I guess. It does change things up a little bit. But yeah, as you can see, some of these are kind of limited. I don't know what I need to do the farmhouse stuff. Yeah, I have to look at that, because it sounds like I can do farming, but I don't think I have the abilities required to do that yet. I don't know. There's definitely a lot of stuff here. Like, there's a lot of buildings and whatnot. Yeah, I have no idea where the farm is. Warehouse. It might be this way. $13.9. I don't have enough points. Anyway, so yeah, we'll be able to do that eventually, I suppose. But let's do an enclosure. So I can do a savanna enclosure. I'm gonna guess that they require a lot of space. So we'll give them a lot of space here. I'll put the door up here. We'll get the trade happening. And we'll get a pair of hyenas. And I'll put them in enclosure. Oh, enclosure's not big enough. That's fine. I have a bit of time before they get here, so we'll do change shape. And let's see. Make it slightly bigger. And I'll put the door up. There, they should be happy. I already know food is important, so let's do that. So let's profit today, because we didn't get a business coach with investors and stuff. We're still profiting, and that's the important part here. People think the price is too expensive. A lot more people today thought that. But I think with these hyenas coming in, we might be okay. Yeah, we're getting a bunch more tasks flowing in. So that's going to be fun. Alright, so put a base in here. Great. We can trade with another zoo. That's fun. Animals always want enrichment, so we'll give them trampoline for enrichment. And that is that. Before I forget, I'll just reorder food. Oh, hey. Hey, we did get another variant of rabbit. Now we can play around with genes. Alright. Ooh, a lot of stuff popping off now, so just gonna re-energize my food. I'll restock on food. So here we had another park ask us to do this. We're mixing snake and goose. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, technically if the geese, I already have 5 variants, and now it looks like, you can see the 5 variants that I have. Now I have 5 variants of rabbit, so I could potentially do these 2. Sure, we'll see what happens. So, okay, we don't have anything yet for the snake. We do see the new rabbit coming out. So that's good. But yeah, that's, I don't know. Let's build a zoo in a nutshell. It's a lot of crazy stuff happening. There's a lot of just... There's some weirdness with some of the controls. I still get caught out by a lot of that. Just like, how do I do something? And then you looking around the screen, trying to hunt for where logically stuff would be. And occasionally, yeah, there's just a little bit of weirdness here and there, kind of throws you off. It's not a big problem though. But things like, hey, there's a lot of poop here. Is there a reason why this animal keeper taking their time and not doing other enclosures? I don't know. Like it's a little tough to occasionally figure out why some stuff is happening. And so you kind of have to sit down and really stare at it for a little bit. But generally it's not too bad. And so I do have a lot of these keepers now to try and deal with some of those problems. Beyond that, yeah, there's some heat maps here for various things. So water zones, decorations. Why can't I not scroll anymore? So bizarre. Bin access. You can see despite the bin access, there's like garbage right there. Obviously the poop shows up as bad stuff as well. Lighting coverage. Turns out lighting coverage is important, so I might do that. Yeah, who's assigned to where? So I can unzone and not zone anyone, so they can go anywhere. Or I can say, hey, this person's in charge of these 2. Another person's in charge of these 2. Not a bad idea. Janitors as well. Mascots, I don't have any, and I don't have any farmers either. I have farming stuff, but no farmers. Hey, farming. Great. So that was what I was looking for. Yeah, I guess the stars, this yellow star is another major one. So energy was 5, that's 10, 30, 40, 75. This one might be cheap. And then there's all these subway symbols as well. So subways is another thing I can do, which sounds like a good idea. So I can stay running for more time. Anyways, let's build a zoo. It's a neat game. It's $22.79 Canadian, $20 US. It's come down on sale for like 35% off as well. So like $12.99 US, which is pretty decent price for what it is. And yeah, it's neat. I like what they're doing. I actually wonder if it's on mobile. This almost feels like a game that would be decent on mobile, and I think maybe that's why the controls are slightly odd. Maybe it is a mobile game, and I'm not aware of that. Who knows? But anyways, there's a lot of little things here, like I'm gonna bring their meat pellet allocation down, and we're gonna add in a little bit of other stuff. I'm not sure. makes that big of a difference having the variety. If it just makes him happier, I'm not too sure. But we'll give him a little bit of extra up here, just to keep him going. And we'll go ahead and just reorder food again. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it's an interesting game. There's a lot of stuff here that I'm trying to have to deal with. But for the most parts, yeah. So just a lot of little mechanics and things to look at. Yeah, we didn't get to see any of the DNA splicing yet. I give you a hint, it just takes like the head of one animal and puts it on the body of another. That's literally all it is. So it's not like there's anything crazy groundbreaking there. Yeah, it's all about just kind of managing expectations, I guess, and looking here and seeing if there's anything you can improve or there's problems. You know, you want to try and tackle some of these tasks as well. So, saying that I need to build another food shop if I want to complete one of these side missions. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Be a shop. Maybe if I unlock a different food shop, I think I can. Yeah, let's do a drink. Slushy shop. That should count as a food shop, right? Put it up here. If it count, build at least 5 things from food shops. Okay, so I guess it was actual food shops. But anyways, yeah, there's all sorts of stuff you can do to change the variants and try and get yourself getting more money. All I'll say is that so far, I've not had to think about any of these things yet. It works. The game just out of the box is pretty straightforward, pretty simple, so the options are there if you get into trouble, but for the most part, yeah. Yeah, most people are buying a ticket. A couple people will be unhappy, think it's too much and they won't buy it. But since everyone's buying it, we'll increase the price by $1. And I think we'll end it here, so anyways, check it out. Let's build a zoo. If you like Tycoon style games, it's a bit of a different one. But I've been enjoying it so far. I wish sometimes it made a little bit more sense, I guess. There's stuff that I don't quite understand yet, or things that are happening that, I don't know, it might just be me. Having said that, though, it's been generally pretty easy regardless, so not had too many problems playing this, or I haven't had to look up anything. It's been pretty straightforward. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Probably see you guys next week with another video.